Welcome back to another episode of the Expansion Podcast. I'm so happy you're here, and I'm really excited, like I say at the beginning of, I think, every episode, to chat about this today because it is burning in my blood right now. It's in my energy field, and it's just calling me to talk about this more deeply because everything I talk about is always from personal experience, client experiences, and current energy that is being, I want to say, unlocked in the most recent months, so within 3 months, and then sharing it with all of you. And it's a full moon, as always. These are recorded under the full moon just to give it extra juice, extra potency, and just take a moment to open yourself up to receive something, anything, an energy transmission that you need to hear today and receive today, words that may unlock something within you, and just, take a deep breath to just be here now and let's unravel some stuff together. One of my favorite things is just decoding energy and reading those energetic languages and helping you do the same. Okay. If you're new to my show, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. And I am always it fills my heart when more people come into my world, drop in, and let's get to know each other along the way and be here now. I do a lot of things in my time and have done a lot of things in the 10 years that I've been doing this work. And one of those things is decoding energy and helping women refine and master their abilities, which I will be touching a little bit on today, which is why I just mentioned it, and amongst a variety of other things. So in the energetic and spiritual world, that's my specialty as a medium, is being able to bring forth the energy that you carry within your field that needs to be unblocked, released, activated, transformed, shifted, let go of, removed, and then recalibrated in the ways that help you manifest a life that is of your wildest dreams and your highest divine potential. That's what I specialize in, and I'm so happy you're here. So let's jump in. Today, it's a hot topic. We're talking about the three, and it may seem a little bold, right? The title may seem a little bold, at least it did to me, but it's undeniably true because I'm in this softer energy. But this is a little bit more of a direct subject, which is the 3 energy blocks that every woman will need to transform in her life. Sounds big, right? Make it so digestible for you today and help you just see these unseen layers within our experience as people on the planet today, as women on the planet today. And the overall, I have 3. And I'm going to go through them very sequentially. There's an order to them because it's important to unlock each layer like that. And the overall umbrella is always about your intuitive voice. That's what you are unlocking the most because it's always going to be the piece in a woman's journey, in a woman's spiritual transformation, in anyone's spiritual transformation, to unlock in order to have it be the necessary gateway, path, voice that you can reconnect to, because it's not that you have to connect to something foreign. It's a reconnection of what's already there, maybe just stifled, lost, blocked, displaced somewhere, but it's always reconnecting to your intuitive voice because that voice is the voice that is guiding you to your highest divine potential, to unlocking your beautiful dream life, to unlocking your fullest soul mission. A lot of the women I work with have and feel as though they have, which they do, not as feel as though, but the feeling I'm talking about is they really feel in their bones. And I have this too, is there's this sacred mission, divine mission that they are here to live out, and they are being called to it constantly. And it comes through unlocking your intuitive voice. And to do that, there's 3 energetic blocks that I find and have found in the last 10 years have been inside every single woman that I have worked with or someone who has gone through my containers and my programs. So the first one, let's jump in, is feeling safe in her path that is going to inevitably look really different from other people. Okay. So there's always a layer that comes up along a woman's spiritual transformational journey in this way, especially if she has gifts of her own that are trying to be expressed in their own way through her business or through her world or in the way that she feels she wants to express them and live them out. Your path will look different. It will feel different. It will look different from what our current standards in society deem the right path. I believe that there's no right or wrong path. I just believe that there's your path, and there's a period beside that. There's just your path and you follow it, period. The unfortunate thing is that a lot of the unraveling and the unlearning is encapsulated in a societal path that has been deemed right. It's a box that we have to fit ourselves in. I tried to fit into this box. It did not go well. Okay. I jumped right out. I could not. I felt too small. I felt too suffocated in that box. I felt like a cage. And I don't care how pretty people tried to make it sound to me. It was a cage. Going on my own path and being fully okay and being resilient in following my path that looked very different from everyone around me and still does look very different in how I show up in the world. I had to unravel what that meant to me. And the women that I work with as well is unraveling that sacred path, your sacred path, and unraveling what we think we're supposed to be doing, what we quote unquote should be doing. I hear that all the time. And then shaming ourselves back into the box or shaming ourselves into, oh my God, this can't be right. And then that's where a couple other of the points I'm going to have here will perk up when self-doubt starts to stream in, because this is not what everyone else is doing. This is not what I was taught led to happiness and fulfillment and joy and bliss and money and wealth and just happiness, connection, right? Happiness in people's brain comes with the idea that there's going to be fulfillment and connection on the other side of that. And the way the society is set up right now, I'm just going to say it, does not support that in most parts of the world, at least here in North America. So trying to unravel that part and then have your intuitive inner voice whispering to you, don't do it this way, do this, or create this, or, quit your job, or do this, or move here. It starts to feel like you get locked up in this position in life where you feel really, 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 really stuck. At least that's one of the major reasons. 100% of the time, the phone calls I receive for someone who wants to work with me is how stuck they feel. And this is a major, major contributor. So just start now. Start today in this moment, wherever you are listening to this at whatever time. Just take a deep breath and just trust in your path, no matter how wild or different it looks from what you were either taught, what others are doing around you, or what you even maybe thought you were going to do in your life, or you thought how your life was going to turn out. We are always evolving. Life is beautiful and amazing in a giant evolution. In a spiritual evolution, energetic evolution. And it's so important that we honor that. And that's another thing in society that's really not honored, that process, when it needs to be. It needs to be the first thing, priority number one, in my opinion, to honor that journey. And then the voice, that intuitive voice that is whispering to you that either something doesn't feel right, or there's something more out there for you, or, you have this burning desire in your body that says, there's something more. I know I'm supposed to be doing something, but I don't know what that is. And I can tell you that the pieces of that puzzle start coming in when you start listening to that intuitive voice and start being okay with what it's asking and suggesting and saying for you to do next, because it will always be a new path being carved. It will always be your own legacy being built step by step in front of you. And if you look at anyone's legacy journey, it's always a new path, a new way. So be okay with that. And you have to be okay with maybe hearing comments or having conversations with people around you in your life that say something different than that. Make it feel not okay. You always have to come back to, it's okay, I trust myself. And that moves to my second block. This is the second block, that energetic block that every single woman will have to transform. And here's why. It is trusting herself. The biggest part of this is that we have been conditioned for, I don't know how many decades now, centuries, right? In our blood, in our neurological makeup, in our particle DNA makeup, there's residue, right? To me, that doesn't belong. That may be something bold to say, but here we go, right? Because it says for us to not trust ourselves and our voice. And if we are trying to trust our intuitive voice and trust our path and be okay embarking on it, we have to inevitably trust ourself, our choices, our capability, our strength, our vision, our path, our inner voice, our abilities, our gifts. Every single woman here, especially if you're listening to this, you have abilities, psychic abilities, mediumship abilities, spiritual gifts, put whatever word there that feels comfortable for you. And they are there. And when you reconnect with them, they're probably the most important and vital piece to unlocking that path to be as explosively beautiful and expanded and reach the heights that it's always meant to reach, is that you will eventually have to confront trusting yourself, trusting your abilities and what they're saying, expanding and mastering them at some point. And that falls under this block of trusting yourself immensely. You are always reading energy. Everybody on the planet is always reading energy. Okay. At every point, you can hear it in blatant conversation in a coffee shop. You can hear it in movies. You can hear it everywhere. You've been hearing it your whole life of people reading energy, but not even really knowing that they're doing it. And that means that you're picking up on this world around you and trusting what you're picking up on and trusting the inner voice or trusting your energetic antennas that are saying this to you, or you're picking up on this, and learning how to decode that is so important to not only the trusting yourself piece, not only to building your own path and going on in your own way and having the healing impact on the world that you know that you're destined to have, especially if you're listening to this podcast and in my world. It is directly connected to the third energetic block that every single woman, including myself, has to heal, unblock herself from. And that is being seen. It's not only being seen as a woman empowered, doing her own thing on her own path, trusting herself, trusting the way that she mothers that's unique to her, trusting the way that she's in her relationships, trusting her voice and how she shows up in the world. It's being seen. That's the third energetic block that every single woman has to unravel, has to unblock herself from. Especially if you need to be seen on your path leaning on your spiritual gifts. Because one of the major archetypical, I'm saying that right? Archetypical, I think I'm making up a new word here. Archetype wounding is when a woman, I was going to say a thread, but that's not really an energetic thread. That's not really how I want to phrase this. I want to phrase this as a part of you inside of you in your subconscious, right? Our subconscious never turns off. It's connected to everything, every lifetime, every memory that you remember or don't, every energetic imprint on your soul, on your auric field from your entire existence as a soul comes. There's a moment that comes with a woman being at that period of time, what you can call it the burning ages, you can call it, I'm just going to stick with the burning ages, where you were seen as your gifts and you were using them and you were out there in the world in your power, that was considered blasphemy, that your life ended because of that, for what you stood for being seen in your mastery of your gifts, in your really beautiful, exalted self. And that's where this energetic discord happens in women. And maybe it's so subconscious, we have to really, really open up and dig really deep into when that happened and what happened and have it be unraveled and released. And then they feel safe in being seen in their gifts. Because what comes with that is, what is everyone else going to think, right? Judgment. That's directly connected to any sort of lifetime where you have been judged and deemed unworthy or deemed that your life needed to end because of your power, right? It comes down to power and your capability and the way that you were living your life in your mastery of your abilities, whether that was through, herbs, or whether that was through mediumship, or whether that was through healing touch, or whether that was through having visions, or whether that was through crystal work, or everything in between, right? So having that safety and having that particular wound be healed and transformed into safety of being seen, it's one of the most important things that a woman can do and gift herself with, because it unlocks your path, your highest potential divine path, like nothing else can. I have seen it firsthand in my clients. I have seen it firsthand in my own life. And there's a reclaiming process that happens that is undeniably life-changing. And if you felt stuck, you will feel such a catapult forward where the energy is propelling you in the direction of this path, and you're being okay, right? It's the 3 energetic blocks. You're okay. You feel safe doing things differently on the path that lights you up the most. And that's where you're going to feel the most magnetic, right? That's where you are the most magnetic, especially when I say magnetic, I mean, you're on that path and things just effortlessly flow to you. Opportunities, abundance, your vision, what you're going to need to create next, relationships, connections, opportunities, wealth, health, everything. Just, you're so magnetic because you're walking your destined path, right? And everything just becomes easier. And then you pair that with trusting yourself and your voice, and then being safe, being seen in your power. That is one spicy combo. That is one powerful trio to unlock. And this is what I've seen in, like I said, the decade of doing this work and seeing these 3 blocks be at the heartbeat of a woman's sacred unfolding, her journey, and coming into her full power, her full blossom, and living to her highest divine potential and being all she can be. And then having that, your vision expressed, you just feel satiated and you feel satisfied and you feel like, yes, I'm here, I'm doing it, this is it. And everything clicks together and everything starts to feel whole again, whole. And a big part of that is the reclaiming of your inner voice, your intuitive voice. And these 3 blocks: trusting yourself, feeling safe, being seen for all that you are and all your power and all your gifts and all your amazingness that is just you. Okay, what you came here to do, what you were born to do, and being okay, carving your own path. Not only being okay, being happy to carve your own path and being with joy and okay and resilience and strength. But there might be a little shaky moments along the way. But I'm telling you, overall, it's just like, I'm so happy I get to do this differently. Okay. Oh my gosh, I just wish I can just hug all of you and be in the same room. And maybe one day I'm going to create that and do that. But for now, I am giving you the biggest energetic hug. I hope you can feel it. I hope you received everything that, or at least something, a little nugget of something, golden nugget that you needed today. And you received and heard exactly what you needed to in this moment in time. I always set that intention before these. Okay, until the next full moon, if you want to connect with me, I have everything in the show notes. If this really resonated with you, I highly recommend watching my Unlock Your Magic class. It's a free class where I chat about all of this in more depth and really how to master your psychic abilities. If you're in more of a healing phase and you want to understand energetics and how to undo energetic blocks and decode energy, you're going to want to head to Navigating Pain to Purpose class. That's going to help you just understand that more deeply. That's where I talk about that more. But either way, connect with me if that's what feels aligned with you. And I'm always happy to welcome new people into my world and see you and connect with you and chat with you. Okay, happy, beautiful, blessed full moon. I'm so grateful that you're here and to be able to share this energy with you and whatever time and location it happens in, because that's what happens. We have quantum exchanges happening all the time. Okay, sending all my love, and I will see you, I guess, with my third eye, or feel you in my next podcast. Ciao, ciao.